hood, falling out the hood, falling getting money like a real one should. I'ma take a sip, get a little lit back in a bit, meditate, I think I should. No, we ain't friends, got me on 10.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video here on Pig City Hockey. Now, this is going to be the first video in an upcoming series that I'm going to be doing, stretching into the off season, basically all the way up into next year. I wanted to start it now because the regular season's almost over, and I want to look into the future. There's so many question marks right now about the Winnipeg Jets, just even with the playoffs right now. And this isn't going to be some Debbie Downer series about blow up the team. I want to genuinely look at the next 5 to 10 years of Winnipeg Jets hockey. What it might look like, the players that we should get to know, the players that we should expect to lose, and everything in between. So if you're new to this channel, if you're new to the Winnipeg Jets, and you want to learn about a lot of stuff about this team from the past going into the present, definitely drop a like and subscribe. Honestly, regardless of the team that you root for, because we're going to be cranking out tons of content for the future about the past and what to expect going forward. And yes, I'm very excited about it. And the first chapter in this, who I wanted to kick it off with, is the goaltending position, because I feel like the goaltending position for the last 6 years, 7 years, ever since Connor Hellebuyck really broke in and started to get NHL minutes, has been his. Like, you look and he split time with Andre Pavlik for a little bit. You saw him split time when they brought in Steve Mason, and then oh my god, Connor Hellebuyck arrived, the Western Conference final run, and the rest is history. Multiple Vezinas nominated for a winner already. And I want to talk about what the future of the Jets goaltending could look at, because we talked a lot in the past about potential prospects coming into the system and what we could expect from that position. But in reality, it's always Connor Hellebuyck. Eric Comrie, a guy that was in the system for years, barely got any opportunity with the Jets, had one season where he backed up, 12 to 13 games, if I'm not mistaken, and that was it. Then he's gone, gets a contract with Buffalo, that's it. Other than Connor Hellebuyck, that is the only other goalie to come through our system in the last 11 years. Every other backup we've had has been traded or a free agent signee. So it's really interesting to think about the future of the goaltending position, because Connor Hellebuyck's contract is going to be expiring soon. He's getting up there in age, and right now the Jets have one of the most interesting goaltending prospects, and again, taken in the 7th round. Today we're going to be talking about the Northern Bay Battalion's DiVincentiis and why I think that he realistically is the best bet for being the starter for the Winnipeg Jets going into the next decade of hockey for them. I really believe this. When I look at the prospects coming through the system right now, he is one of the most exciting ones, and he was just only taken last year. Let's switch over and look over his stats, and you can see what I'm talking about right now. Dom was drafted in the 7th round, 207th overall in last year's draft, and at that time, he was the backup, expected to be the starter for North Bay in the upcoming season. In the first year after going into his draft, after he had 27 games played, put up 2 assists also in that, so put up 2 points, which is pretty funny. Put up a 14-8-1 record, save percentage of .907, goals against of .259. Nothing insane, nothing out of the extraordinary, but a pretty good backup season from a very young goaltender that was 17 at the time. Now, you go into it, 18 years old, drafted, comes into North Bay as the starter, 48 games played for them, puts up on a very, very good numbers, if not the best numbers they've ever seen in North Bay. Go look at that right now. 31 victories, the franchise leader in wins in a single season for a battalion goaltender, as his first year as a starter in the OHL. He has been absolutely immaculate down there, and I'm just going to flat out say it has been one of the best goaltenders in junior hockey in North America, without a doubt. Multiple OHL Player of the Week, one of the best seasons down there, and I stand by that. And it's so interesting because, again, a 7th round pick. The Jets just have this way of finding talent somehow, and it baffles me, because you look at the future, right? You look at what you think this team is going to be going down for the next 10 years, right? Because Connor Hellebuyck, after this season, is only going to be here for a little bit longer, and we really don't know what the future of the Jets looks like. He has one more year after this, making $6.16, as we know, and then is an unrestricted free agent. So when I look at Dom, a 19-year-old taken in the 7th round, and I look at Connor Hellebuyck, and I look at the such similarities in their play, the way they approach goaltending, and everything about them, it is just almost like a mirror image of each other from where Connor Hellebuyck was way back when. Connor Hellebuyck being a 5th round pick, and just again, the way you look at the way that they play the game. You look at Helly's junior career. You look at the way that he played, just throughout the entirety of his juniors, honestly, going through Lowell, going through the Ice Caps, going through the Moose. I already see those similarities in Dom, and it's his first year as a starter, and I even saw the similarities in very limited highlights I saw post him being drafted with the battalion, and then also being able to get to watch him start in the Young Stars Classic before the preseason of this season. He was great. You know, he really made an impact out there. I thought that he played really well, and you could see a lot of the similarities in how he absorbed the shots, how he prepared for shots off the rush, 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s, the size of him, everything about him is just so similar to Connor Hellebuck, and I think it's very fascinating that when you look at the comparisons already, and I think that, you know, you might have a generational type goaltender on your hands really early on. Like, you can just tell with goalies when you look at them sometimes at a certain age where you're like, okay, if you let this guy cook, you are going to get something special. And trust me, I've grown up watching goaltenders come through systems at a young age being like, okay, this guy's going to be special. You know, the Manitoba Moose when I was a kid, the farm team for the Vancouver Canucks, Corey Schneider, watching him come up through the Moose, come up through juniors, going on to the Moose, I should say, and then going to play for the Canucks. You know, he was great. Same thing goes for watching Connor Hellebuck. The same thing goes for Thatcher Demko watching him. I've been so grateful in my life with the teams that I have rooted for and watched closely to see immaculate goaltending. Roberto Luongo, Thatcher Demko, Connor Hellebuck, the list goes on. Corey Schneider, Jacob Markstrom, like just so many players that I've watched, and even going to guys in the past even as well. Just so many goaltenders I've been very lucky to have watched closely on teams that I liked as a kid and now. And I see so many similarities in Dom's play to where these guys were at their junior careers at the same point that he was, and even when they got to the NHL. I'm very excited by him. I think that he could be a guy that could really excite this franchise and be the future of the net back there. And because of that, I wanted to make this video. So let me know what your thoughts are down there. You've seen the highlights, you've seen the stats. He is having a fantastic season, and I legit think that this could be one of the guys to watch out for. He is without a doubt right now untouchable when it comes to trading. I think he is the #1 goaltending prospect already. Already he is better than Arvid Holm. He's already better than the Birdman, who isn't even playing this year in America. You know, Evan Cormier is pretty mid as well. Oscar Salmine has not been impressive in my opinion as well at 23 years old already. He's not terrible, but again, he shows backup potential, and that is it. I think that we really could have a gem on our hands in this kid, and I'm really excited to watch his progression throughout the juniors, going into the Moose, and eventually onto the Winnipeg Jets, I hope. So let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. Do you think I'm crazy for coming out and saying this already? Or, you know, and if you do think I'm crazy, I implore you, do your own research, go in depth even more than I have in this video, look at the plays, look at the highlights. It will shock you how composed he is for a 19-year-old, because I legit think he looks better at times in the juniors than he does than most NHL goaltenders on a nightly basis at times, especially on some of these really bad teams. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, as always, of what you think about Dom, and whether or not you think he is the future like I do. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, and also comment who you would like to see featured on this series. You know, if there's any players that interest you, if there are any prospects, anything that you want to talk about, players, trades, whatever you want to talk about going into the future of the Winnipeg Jets, I leave it up to you guys, the fans of the Jets. Let me know what you want to hear talk about. We'll start the conversations here. That's what I love to do. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, peace, love, and positivity as always as well. Go Jets, go, and I will see you guys in the next.